Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everyone? The Street Trading here, talking about the last week of 2019 trading session. Today is Monday, December 30th, 2019, and we're gonna kick it off here. Actually, we have another short week this week. We had a short week last week with Christmas. We have New Year's Day on Wednesday, which is market's gonna be closed. So another kind of 4-day week, but there's plenty of opportunities going into the last couple days of the trading session and kicking off 2020 coming Thursday. So let's get into it. Obviously, last week was a good week, another good week for us. A couple of our securities reached our targets. We had obviously some slowing reversals. Netflix kind of slowed down a little bit on us. Tesla ran up quite nice. It continued, cracked right through that 420, which was obviously, it was almost a gimme, right? It ran up, I think, in the 430s, but now it's kind of putting in that pause. Perhaps we're gonna have a little bit of a down week this week. But anyway, let's kind of get into it here. SPY cracked at 320, solidified it, and started to trade 320, 321, 322. I think reached 323. That's putting a little bit of a pause. But let's talk about Netflix. We're gonna finish up the year with our 6 securities that we've been trading the past couple months, and right to the very end, we're gonna probably take some of these into 2020 as well, and add a couple moving forward. So anyway, let's kick it off with Netflix. Netflix, obviously, trading in this supply right now. Had this very solid. It was like a 40-point run from the downgrade from Needham back in the beginning of the month. I think it ran from like the lows of 290 up until what 340. So you're talking 50-point move, and take that all day long. So obviously you know about these manufacturer moves that we just put out a vlog about. So this week it's looking weak. We're looking to the downside. So obviously if this supply can hold, we're looking for some lower price. We can see these guys trading down at the 310s this week. Obviously contingent on this level continue being stuffed out. If it starts to trade up above into this zone again, we continue to maybe push higher, because there's plenty of room to the north side to start pushing prices higher. But I think heading into the week, we think Netflix is going to start to sell off a little bit, some profit taking after this nice 50-point run off of bullshit downgrade. So we're going to be short for Netflix going into this week's session. NVDA, we think it's continued. We think we're going to take these guys into 2020. We like that it's trading in this demand right now. We see it coming back up. Obviously, it's going to need to defend this level here, but we can see some continued buying accumulation, and we can see this curl start to happen. So, we're going to be looking to long NVDA this week, any opportunities to the north side, mitigating risk. And we have some, we're looking at another maybe 10-point-ish target to the north side. Obviously, continue at that this 235, 234. That's the line in the sand here. We like to risk up 236. We're going to see, obviously, if it holds, it continues putting this curl in, that we're going to be putting in nice long order. Roku's kind of pulling back a little bit. We definitely like it though. Obviously it pulled back into some zones, and to add some shares for the boys. We see a little pullback here. We see this obviously this area where it's collecting a little bit. So obviously, yes, Friday was kind of a going into the weekend kind of profit taking day, and we anticipate this to curl up to the north side today. So and tomorrow as well. So we're gonna be bullish on Roku, and we're gonna take Roku into 2020 as well. Shopify running. There's no reason to get out of this, guys, to get out of their way. Pushing prices higher, cracked through that 400 like it wasn't even there. Reached that 418, 419, cracked through the previous week's highs, and then continued. So ran right through a supply zone. I think it's dipping down a little bit to collect some more shares. We can see this thing pushing higher. So we're going to be bullish on Shopify again. How we feel about Shopify. We don't think they deserve to be this high. Nonetheless, it's irrelevant in our opinion. We see what's being printed. We see the trend forming, and we see how it's behaving at key levels. So we're going to ride the institutional wave, and we're going to be bullish with Shopify until there's a clear reversal trend. But we like this thing continue pushing higher. Again, it needs to get out of the zone here. It needs to continue pushing higher. If you start to trade down in this level, then it's gonna play around that 400, maybe dip down to 390s or so. But we don't think that's gonna happen. We see it's gonna start to defend. It's gonna probably live in the 400s for 2020. So we're gonna be bullish for Shopify for 2020. Tesla fucking just crushed last week. Just continued to crush and squeeze shorts left and right. That being said, is a run over? We think the pause is in. We see a little bit of reversal. So we're gonna be short Tesla this week. I think we have some opportunities to the downside, at least to the 420-ish area. So give or take a 10-point downside move is what we're looking for. So if we continue to see weakness in today's session, we will definitely put on a short and have a target of 420. So we're looking for continued selling throughout the week. Contingent that this 430 gets blasted through to the downside. If it holds and starts to bounce, then we're a step away. We're not chasing this thing, so we're just waiting. But we think that it's going to be time, because come to the end of the year, we think some profit taking is going to be occurring, and obviously shorts going to start laying in a little heavier because they're getting their asses handed to them right now. So we think Tesla's going to be pushing lower in this week's session. Let's wrap it up with the trade desk. These guys pushing higher. We see these guys pushing higher 2020 as well. It's playing very nice, trading in the zones, dipping down, scooping up what it's missing. We see this going another 10 points to around the high 280s, 290s, tapping into the 300 going into 2020. So definitely going to remain bullish on these guys until otherwise. So I mean, there's clearly some nice, very solid opportunities going into the rest of the year and kicking it off in 2020 as well. So obviously we're going to be bullish across the board, aside from Netflix and Tesla. Netflix looking for a nice opportunity to the downside. We think the time is in for these guys. The run was quite nice, 50-point run in a couple of weeks. We think these guys are going to start to fade out a little bit, so we think Netflix could be a nice downside move for us this week. Tesla as well, but Tesla, they've been squeezing, so you're not hopping in just to tick below anything. We want to see a trend. We want to see some pullbacks getting stuffed out. So once we see that, then we'll start to put on some risk and take it down to the 420 level. And then maybe leave some on for the table. Anyway, so that's what we got. We got our 6. We got 4 long, 2 shorts. And as always, guys, listen. This is wrapping up 2019 here. We want to thank everybody that has come on board with us this year. It's been an amazing year, first year into the community. And again, we're here for anybody that's really truly serious about learning this business. Not looking for scalpers, not trying to find the holy grail. We're looking for real traders. We want to make real money in this market, and trading the market the way it's supposed to be traded. I mean, we don't gamble here, guys. We're very strategic what we do. That's how we teach our members. Guys are growing very, very nicely in our community, and as always, we're always looking for more serious, hungry people looking to tackle this market and just become financially free at the end of the day. Have total control over the path that you guys walk in this financial world. All right, guys, listen. Any question, we're here for you. Happy New Year to everybody. Stay safe this year. Trade safe. Always respect your stops. Cut your losses if you're wrong. Take a step back. Analyze your mistakes, analyze the stock. If it continues in your direction, hop back in. If not, learn and move on. Be patient with price, be patient with setup, guys. We're here for you. Again, thank you for everybody for this amazing year for the street trading, and we're looking for an amazing 2020. All right, guys, any question, reach out to us. Have a good one, guys.
Remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our trading videos.